H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today is Tuesday. It's snowing outside. Share the show. Somebody said happy Tuesday. Share the show. What's the name of that song? Well, the weather outside is let it snow, let it snow. It's snowing. I couldn't sleep last night for some reason. I'm up, in the middle of the night, walking around. I looked out the window. I saw a little rain. I saw it being wet first. Wet. I didn't know it was snow coming down. And I still couldn't sleep. Went studied and went read a little bit. Came back. Then I saw a little snow building up, and it was unique. But we got people out in the snow playing in it. Boy, I catch the death of cold out in the snow playing in it. Right? I guess when I was young, I did it, but shout out to all the people who were able to go out in snow and play. Uh, Brandon Weefall. I asked a basketball question yesterday, Brandon Weef. Okay. I now remember. I'm talking about them rebounds. Brandon Weefall, it was really, really telling to me when I asked a basketball question and people not able to answer it. And we got so many people that feel they're part of the basketball teaching community. Or now to you people who are not basketball, are trying to coach nobody or nothing like that. I wasn't talking to y'all yesterday. But it was unique, Ray Moore. Cause I'm just listening. The answers were just so rudimentarily. I mean, it was just they nobody. I wanted to hear something that wasn't so easy. Cause all I did, I asked, how could a college basketball team get out rebounded 49-25? I wanted some answers. Nobody could give me an answer. Everybody, Alfio came on here talking about he missed the basketball. He didn't never give me an answer. Y'all quit proclaiming what y'all are out here, man. Y'all got to show us. We from Memphis, but by way of St. Louis, you got to show us. It was weird, y'all. I'm telling you, that is more than none of you. Nobody. I saw you out there, son. You with some shorts on. Girl, what was you doing out there? You had a jacket on and had some shorts on. I hope you had some tights on. You had your little Uggs on. Son, you out there in the snow. Man, I haven't even opened the door yet. I haven't. Shit, I can see it. I don't have to go out there. But I think, I'm going to table that for a minute. We got all the press, they told me. We got more press. That is more than you didn't answer it either. You said they didn't want it. Okay, they didn't want it. Desire for will. Lack of effort. Thank you, extra. That is Moody said they didn't want it. Yeah. A college basketball team? Do y'all know that college basketball players get paid now? I'm sorry, y'all. Gosh. Do y'all know these guys get paid now? Let me repeat that. Do y'all know these guys get paid, get NILs and all that good stuff now? Your son, if he going, he getting some NIL, girl. High school coach called me last night. Delusional parents. And now I done figured this thing out. A lot of people will hear what we saying and hear what I'm saying, but they don't think it's got nothing to do with them. Shout out to Ray Moore. He sent me some information about one of the greatest women basketball players I ever seen, other than Cynthia Cooper. And the reason I said it, because of their ability to go at men and tear dude at, go at guys. Go at guys that can play. Mary Boatwright, Memphis. She's from Memphis. A young lady that grew up and I was around. Great friend of mine. Just thinking about it. And he told me something. This guy I grew up with. Uh, um, it was just unique. He sent me something. And he said, see, y'all, all I'm doing is communicating life with y'all. I'm just looking up. He sent me something. He said, man, our time together. He's a friend of mine, been knowing me forever, played college basketball, all this together, but everything. He said, man, our time together was so special. Took me getting old to remember how special it was to be a part of. That man woke me up with Mary Boatwright's name last night. I'm thinking about her. That's why I'm walking around thinking about her. Then he texted me this morning with this. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. He's on the feed right now. This ain't me talking. Y'all remember when I always said, I don't care about who don't like me. Because I got enough people that love me. Y'all don't matter, bro. Just a guy been knowing you when you was 20, 18, 19. You was a baby. Making mistakes, doing crazy stuff. Do y'all realize, Andre Branch? I'm just thinking, when Ray hit me with Mary Boatwright, I was reading it last night. He had posted it, he had DM'd me on Facebook, right? And Mike, maybe this gonna help somebody. Mike, I sit up and took, other day I told y'all my brother was an avid golfer. What if he had to put that instrument in my hand when I was a little boy? What if he'd have put that golf, as good a golfer I am now, what if, as a little boy, he would have put that tool in my hand? That's why I try to expose your kids to everything. What if? Ladies and gentlemen, I learned how to play basketball in this gymnasium called Pine Hill Community Center in Memphis, Tennessee. Community center was right here. It was shaped like a dome. Pine Hill, it's a hill. So right up the hill, it's the swimming pool. My brother was the whatever you call it, the boss of the swimming pool, the manager of the swimming pool, the head lifeguard, and all that. My brothers. But a big part right behind it was the Pine Hill Golf Course that's still there right now. They took me to the gym. That's why I learned how to shoot pool. That's why I learned how to play ping pong. A lot of things that I learned how to do in my life. I'm a pretty good ping pong player. I'm a pretty good pool shooter. I was a pretty good basketball shooter. I was a great swimmer because those are the things that they exposed me to. But a few yards away was a golf course that nobody. I don't know if we couldn't play on it back then. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances. But right in the proximity, I hope y'all listen to what I'm saying. The gymnasium right here. I learned how to play basketball. I learned how to play ping pong. I learned how to play shoot pool. All of that in the community center. Right up the hill, I learned how to swim. My brothers were lifeguard. I was on the swim team. We had the best swim team in the city. I was one of the best swimmers. But right few yards away was a golf course that I was never exposed to. You think I'm not gonna expose my grandson to everything? He can choose what he wanna do, but you only can dream as far as your exposure is. And I behoove every one of y'all to get to this show tomorrow early at 12 o'clock. Because I got some stuff to share with y'all tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today because Jimmy coming in soon. I won't have time. Might be able to change your life. Just think about just think, yo, hold up. I didn't even ever take basketball serious. And guess what? Guess who was in the gym with me of the little boy? This guy named Henry Logan. I didn't know who he was. I just know he was the baddest dude I ever seen play basketball. The way he moved, how fluid. But his knees, he kept showing me how he had operations on his knees, and he couldn't play that many games. He played about 1, 2 games, and he stopped all the time. And he didn't. And he didn't never. He always had. You know how Park and Mission had those polyester pants, and I guess he was over the gym. You know, just a long time ago. I was a youngster. But I remember he used to tell me to go around the chairs blindfolded, and I thought he was crazy with the ball dribbling. 'Cause I said, I want to dribble like you. He said, you got to do this. And then we had a guy named Sherman Yates. He played for the Harlem Globetrotters. So think about this. In that basketball gym, in that little community, right? I was exposed to, Henry Logan played with the Nets. I think the ABA Nets, I think, back then. I looked up online because I've been trying to find a few things about him, but I just wish I would have known. I wish I would have been. I guess you're just gonna be a kid, but I wish I was more aware about the things that were around me. Y'all follow me? I just wish I was aware. Shout out to guys like Gary Carter uh, and his crew. They came out and film, and I've been seeing stuff about TSU basketball that I used to didn't see. That's outposted. TSU won again. They beat Jackson State last night. Uh, uh, that was you. Great ball game. Ball game of so y'all. Ball. I mean, just a great basketball game. Got a chance to go to the press conference. I'm looking for the uh, the box score. But Johnny Jones, man, you got a unique, style, but it's so it's a winning style. I'm just looking for the box score. Well, I just give y'all some stuff about it. What they said. They said Texas Southern closed out its homestand as they set out for their fourth straight win. They prepare to face Jackson State. Okay, they beat them last night. It's old? I want to, they hadn't posted it yet. Come on, TSU. Let me hit it here. All right, McLean, Posey, Weisinger, Jalen Weisinger. I told y'all about him last year. Houston went to JUCO. Played in Houston. Jalen Weisinger. Uh, but TSU, man, Johnny Jones, man, he got something special over there, man. I'm just glad. Brandon, TSU, they won a fourth straight contest with clutch plays down the stretch as they defeated Jackson State. Mo Williams was running those pro-style sets. He had two dynamic guards, Hunt and Deshaun Ruffin from Mississippi. I think he might have been a McDonald All-American. He went to Ole Miss and got hurt. Now he's in the SWAC with one of the best players in the country, Deshaun, one of the best high school players that I ever seen. But I knew his short, diminutive stature was going to limit him. But they were forced to play uh, due to inclement weather. You know, we moved the time up from 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock, so Jackson State can get on the road and get out of here, so they wouldn't get caught up in this weather. TSU would jump out to a 12-6 lead. I'm just reading the press release. Let me tell y'all something. And I said it on this show, and I'm gonna say it again. And I'm gonna say it, and people are looking at me crazy. People looking at my. Listen to me. I didn't say he was gonna beat Magic Johnson. I didn't say. But I told people the other day on this show, Josh Farmer, the tools that he got, if he ever learned to use what he got, is going to be a formidable force in this WAC. Yes, Josh Farmer, Sharpstown High School, that Josh Farmer who went to those other colleges that didn't work out. But let me tell you something. He scored 6 points early. He started because Big Grayson didn't play. Grayson Carter didn't play. But man, the women are undefeated. The guys got one loss in the SWAC. Man, pray for the injuries. Pray for Kavion McLean, our young sharpshooter. I like to see him play off the ball a little bit more. I'm not the coach. I'm just, it's just Robert Hatter. Young kid from Memphis. You know, I think he might have. Yeah, he went to Whitehaven. He played for Faraji. Ray Moore, you know who he is. Um, I I'm sitting there watching, man. Yeah, I love Posey's game too. As a matter of fact, it was on YouTube last night also, and the broadcast, Chatterboxing. You know what? Last night, I had a unique time on the broadcast. People were messing with me. I was introducing new things I want to talk about this season and just, throwing them out there. I use the word gravity. Everybody want to know what I mean. And all I mean about gravity, and y'all watch it when you're playing the game, when you're watching the game, you got to be a bad dude. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whenever you mention the word gravity, the dude who you're talking about got to be bad. Gravity means Robert had her so good. I wish I had a picture of it. Hold on. I might have a picture of gravity. Hold on, y'all. I might have a picture of gravity. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Oh, I can't find it like that. Hold on. I might have a picture of gravity. Y'all ever seen when Stephen Curry got the ball and three or four people surround him and everybody else open? That's gravity. Everybody coming toward their best player. How he don't have the ball, but people shade that kind of the court where he is. That's gravity. I just use him as extreme. When you got a player on your team that's so good and so important that the coach, hold up, when your coach hollering out, shooter, shooter. So that means that guy is taking the he's bringing everybody toward him. Everybody shade. So I'm looking for the gravity player. Haven't found one for TSU yet. Don't mean it. I'm watching the tendencies because every team need a gravity player, coach. Coach, who is your gravity player? Coach Fobb, do you have one on your team? Brandon, do you have one up there in Milwaukee? Let me keep going. Michael Jordan, you seen one. Shadow Creek got a couple of gravity players. It's a great time to be a college basketball player. Better situation, better equipment, and more opportunities to succeed. But if they only knew, okay. I'm trying to go back, y'all. They said a team has a bad shooting night, a lot of defensive rebounds. Kevin Lewis, that's why you said somebody can get beat on the boards 49-25. This is your excuse. A team has a bad shooting night, a lot of defensive rebound. That's your excuse. But then the other team need to get some offensive rebound. No, man, that ain't good. That ain't good. That ain't good. I'm glad I looked at that. Five ain't got no gravity on this thing. Five, that's a hell of a word. And everybody was texting me, talking about, man, gravity, how do you spell it? Gravity? Yo, what I'm doing, see, can I talk to y'all for a minute? Before every game, they have a segment, right? If y'all ever watch the broadcast, right before the game start, right before the tip-off, so you got to get there in the beginning. And we got this thing called Robert's Rules. They mean my keys to the game that I think if TSU does, if they do these keys, Bob, I um, they can win the game. Bob, that'd be a great place. That'd be a great place to have your commercial. Everybody listening to that. And yesterday's keys, and I used all defensive keys. I didn't even use offensive keys yesterday because I had no. So you got to understand. We scored about 70. We scored a ball at a 72 point a game pace. They scored a ball at a 62 game pace. Okay, 72. We outscored them by 10 points a game, right? So what I wanted to do is make sure we was defensively sound. So my rules number one was contain the ball because Deshaun Ruffin and Hunt, they can get to the paint on anybody. I've been watching the film on them. I've been sitting there, wow, because I got a scouting report and watching them. Wow. So we had to contain the ball, which, hold up, Texas Southern did an excellent job. I didn't know they could play defense like this. They surprised Robert Hatter last night. Then I told them, we must win. We must own the elbow. And we got to win the war of the paint. The elbow right there with them because they got some bigs. They come in there and just think they can post. They come to the elbow. They'll run their little UCLA cut. They'll come up and grab it. We got to win that. We got to win the war in the paint. We won it. We must stay attached to their shooters. Most of the time, we did it. We ran them off the line, but they got free because they can shoot the piss out the ball. They hit a few, but most of all, we ran them. And then I said, we must finish with a rebound. We must finish with a rebound, and I'm trying to find the box score. We must finish with a rebound. That was my life. All five got to crash the board. The reason I'm bringing this up, because I just mentioned that to y'all a second ago. Let's see. Let's see who won the rebound battle last night. Complete scratch. 39-39. The rebound battle last night. Guess what? We didn't win it, but we didn't lose it. Those are the things, y'all. And so throughout the game, I'll be trying to reference back to them, but that it bothered me, y'all, when I saw this team lose the rebounding war, 49-25, and then lose for about 6 points. I was livid. You lose by 6 points. He said, let me see what y'all been saying. He said, I'm pretty good at ping pong and pool. Yeah, just pretty good. That's all. Just pretty good. What's up there, Lester? Fob, I see you. I like posing game. Let me go. Let me see. Did anybody else say they don't make them players no more? They're too busy training on stuff that don't work. If they learn how to play, everyone will have it. Oh my God. Fob, don't do me like that. You sounding like a coach. Oh, you are a coach. Russell said, we got one went for 28 against Tyler Community College. We got one went 28. I don't understand that one, Russell. Maybe y'all can understand what Russell's saying right now. I can't understand that one. We got one went for 28 against Tyler. I don't know what you're talking about. When 4 of the players on the court are knockdown shooters, you need to double team them. All but teams can't have more than 5 players on the court. Y'all ain't writing good today. Did y'all win the offensive? Let me see. Did y'all win the offensive? That's a good one. Let's see. Offensive rebounds. Yes. We won it by 1. Absolutely. Thank you, Russell. Just because they score a lot don't mean they're a gravity play. No, I didn't say nothing. Just because you're right. Gravity play. Oh, yeah, just because they score a lot. I think y'all missed it. Y'all hold on. I think y'all missed it. It's hot in here. I think y'all missed it. Let me hold on. Let me get hold on. I wrote the term down, gravity. Basketball and gravity, right? All right. Watch it. Let me help y'all out. So when y'all got to download the KTSU app and watch the game. In basketball, gravity is a term used to describe when a player without the ball draws defenders to them. I ain't talking about the guy who scored 28 points. This is because the opposing team views the player as a threat and they collapse on them. How does gravity work? If you have shooting ability, a player's shooting ability is a factor in determining their gravity. Location on the court. A player's location on the court is a factor in determining gravity. Big man on the post, Gravity. Okay. Whether the player has the ball, whether the player has the ball is a factor in determining the gravity. Some people, they can have the ball and you ain't sending no batter, but you're wondering, some people ain't got no gravity. Gravity helped determine the success, the failure of offense. And I just sit there and watch this dude Ruffin. He's so dynamic with the ball, y'all. Y'all got to see him. But he beats the air at the ball. The ball got a headache when Ruffin get through it. And now I see why he back in the swag instead of that ain't gonna work in the SEC. No, this SEC basketball is too it's crazy. Robert, they don't know the gravity mean. You might need to explain it. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. I, know. I ain't got time today though. I'm gonna give it to you over the season because I just saw some stuff. I was just thinking about just sharing that stuff with y'all today. What else I did? Somebody called me and I got some help for them tomorrow. Please come on the show tomorrow. Everybody, bring a friend. Uh, Especially for those of us who feeling anxious and depressed. Please know that the same God that brought us through before will bring us through the next 4 years. Okay? Y'all got me? Tomorrow, don't y'all get no anxiety about what happened yesterday. But I got so much stuff to share with y'all. But we'll come on now. I'm gonna bring Jimmy on in a second. What's up, Doc?
What we got? What we got? What I miss?
No, you good. Come on fresh.
Well,
Come on in fresh. Come on in
well,
fresh. We ain't going backwards. We going forward. It's 2025. We going forward. We ain't going backwards.
first of all, of course, and first and foremost, give you guys an opportunity to share this show if you haven't done so already. Share the show. It's I guess a white Tuesday in the greater Houston and Southeast Texas, as snow is pretty much virtually everywhere in this part of the state. Not to amongst others as well. Yesterday, uh, Texas Southern 81-73 over Jackson State to remain in second place in the SWAC conference. They're one game behind Southern. That game, hope it doesn't come back to bite them in the butt, but at the same time, no matter what, first and second seeds will be on the opposite sides of the bracket when the SWAC tournament comes around. So it really doesn't matter in regards to that. So, but first place is first place. So you want to get Southern when you play them again and pay them back
Absolutely.
from the
Absolutely.
opening conference loss that should not have happened. Um, TSU's on a 4-game win streak, and I guess the thing about this one, this team is that you can have man. I guess it's a good headache to have, but you can have one kid that might play 6 minutes one game and he'll be the leading scorer or one of the leading scorers the next game. One kid that so when they're called up on, at least through these last 4 games, most are producing. Smallest player on the team, he McLean fella, he led the team in scoring yesterday. Very, very, very tight game. Jackson State back and forth, back and forth. I mean, over probably a dozen lead changes in that game. Uh, and included a 4-point play down the stretch that almost gave everybody a heart attack in that. But at the same time, Tigers prevailed 81-73. Prairie View, they wasn't as fortunate, fell to Alcorn 78-70 at home. This PV team, they're 3-3 in the SWAC right now. And Alcorn, that was only their third win of the season. They're 3-2 in SWAC play. Other SWAC games: Florida A&M 83, Mississippi Valley 53. Mississippi Valley is 0-6 in SWAC play compared to Florida A&M's 2-3. And of course, last night, Bethune-Cookman, they have improved to 4-1, tied with Texas Southern after beating Arkansas Pine Bluff 73-64. So that wraps around the SWAC men action. As far as the SWAC ladies, TSU remains undefeated after beating Jackson State. They are in first place and rocking I guess during this first half of conference play. So that's and so as they keep winning, then all of a sudden, and my thing is with Houston being a hotbed for women's basketball, we pound the table on, I mean, hotbed for girls basketball. We pound the table on boys basketball all the time. But now these women, these young girls, and these grassroots team, high school teams, or workout guys, you have the same opportunity. These young girls can get in the game free as well. One plus with two people accompanying them. One for the kid plus two tickets if they are in the 10th grade or above. So, and they playing on the team. Why not take advantage of these opportunities to let some of these young ladies come and see what college basketball is really about, especially when you're watching winning college basketball. And that's what Texas Southern University women
So
are
if they not
doing.
winning, don't come. That's what you.
No, I say especially.
I know,
That
but I'm
means
just
because
saying. But you use especially as an adjective. But I mean,
well, because it
especially.
makes
I
a
mean,
difference. It's a difference psychologically when you go to watch U of H versus going to watch HBU. It's
U
a
of H
difference.
was losing too
No, but
in the
okay, when
beginning.
U of H was losing, guess what? It wasn't the same. I got to be there feeling, or I can't miss this one. Or
No,
man,
and it
this
wasn't. But
gonna be.
people came.
But
I wouldn't say just come because they're winning. I mean, I just don't believe in that. I just don't
yeah,
believe in it. If
but
you
the
want to
thing
come
is,
see
you
basketball,
that's the old
Jimmy,
saying.
most of these young girls have never seen a college basketball game. Come and look at the experience. Somebody gonna win in the game. So, Jimmy, at every game, somebody gonna win. So they will get to see somebody win the game. They ain't cheering for TSU no way. If they would, if you're cheering for TSU, you're gonna come anyway. So if you come to a game and you want to see a winning basketball game, guess what? Somebody's gonna win every single night. So saying coming to a game, especially because they're winning, no. Come in and support, come and watch college basketball. Some that most of y'all will never be able to do, play college basketball. That's I'm talking about people who just support basketball. That's a sport I love. See, some people just use basketball to make money and do things on. It happened to be a sport that I played and I love to play. So I just think different. When I'm on this show telling people to come support this game, don't come support them. I told them last year when they were losing, come support. Not just because they're winning, come support. I want you to come support them. Come see women's basketball on a college level. Something most of y'all probably gonna never play, not gonna ever play anyway. That's just the way I think. I got to share the way I think. You shared the way you think. I just wanted to share with the other young people out there, man. Just don't come just cause they're winning. Don't do that, especially cause they're winning.
Well, I know the old saying, you build it, they will come. And that goes into a lot of things in life. And as you're building something, it's good to go and see what the product is yielding in regards to results. So it's always a reward, is basically essentially a reward of some
Jimmy,
sort on both sides of
TSU.
the fence.
So you saying TSU been losers for forever?
No, I ain't say forever. We talking about the before
You talking
versus
about if
after.
you build it, it's already been built.
The last year versus this year. The rewards, they wasn't 5-0 after the first 5 games of conference
No.
play
But
a
you said
year
if you
ago.
build it,
So
they would come. You know,
yeah, at
TSU
some point,
have won before, so that it's already
we're not
been
talking
built.
about before. We're not talking about before. How are we
But I'm
talking
just
about?
saying,
We
you
talking
say
about
if you
a
build it,
small, yeah, over a small sample size, not the whole world. Not that. That's how Wheatley built it before. That don't mean they do. Cashmere built it before. Ain't
Guess
nobody in
what?
middle school
Coach,
running.
and perfect example. You bragged about the history of Yates and Wheatley, who ain't won that recently, but did nobody stop you from saying, you can't, TSU got a history of winning, but you act like they building something.
Women's
Women's
basketball.
basketball have won before. They ain't never won.
We ain't say they don't have but they don't have a history of being on the top end of their. That's not their. His Jackson State, yes, not
Jackson State
TSU.
just recently.
No, Jackson State been winning. They've been winning. I'm talking about girls basketball. We're not talking about the women's side. They were.
So 10. Hold up. TSU women ain't never won nothing.
I know. No.
No. That was Fob saying.
No.
That was Fob saying. I ain't saying you said it.
Oh, okay.
Fob State in Louisiana and all the places where you at. You leave us alone. TSU ain't no way in the world TSU ain't not won nothing. No, sir. But keep going. So you have five area D1 college hoops in Houston. I try to hit them all. You got 5 area D1 college hoops in Houston. Wait a minute. We got 5 D1 college. Jimmy, U of H.
Oh, you're talking about I guess college programs, colleges. 5
Division
D1s in
ones?
the area. Yeah.
Rice.
Yeah.
U of H.
Yeah.
TSU.
Yeah. Yeah. Prairie View.
HBU? Oh, y'all count Prairie View. Okay, Prairie View. Okay, that's 4. What's the 5th?
HBU. HCU.
Okay, HCU. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got a lot of basketball. But ain't nothing like swag basketball. I can just tell y'all that right now. Ain't nothing like swag. But I just don't. Y'all don't just come because they're winning. Just come. I don't like that. Don't just come, especially because they're winning. Come and support swag basketball. And some of y'all, it's all right to pay to get in the game. Don't be looking for freebies all the time. Come support the university. Don't be looking for free tickets all the time. I had to throw that out there. Had to throw that out. Ticket sales means a lot to the SWAC, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, if it's a student athlete that plays that sport, and they are in the 10th grade or above, then they could be entitled.
All I'm saying, if you're gonna highlight that, all I'm doing is highlighting that you can pay to get in too. If you gonna highlight that, it's all right to pay to get in too. Other night, a coach, one of the coaches, probably on the feed, said, "Man, I got it. I got it this time. I'm gonna bring the kids myself." Okay. All right. Sometimes, Jim, HBCU. Let me repeat, y'all. HBCUs is very important because you ain't buying no season ticket. You ain't buying it. It's very important. Their ticket sales are very important. I didn't know that, but now I know. So when I know better, I do better. But student athletes, you do have the options to do that. But that ain't my selling point to get y'all to come to the game. If you're a student, you can get your tickets on, and they got it easy. If you go straight to the front page of TSU Athletics, got it easy. Click on, you can buy tickets. Some people, it's all right to buy tickets. That's all. But keep going. Rice, U of A, Lamar. Okay, you don't consider Lamar as Greater Houston? Jim?
Samuelson State is closer than Lamar.
I'm putting it on here.
I'm just saying if you're gonna count Lamar, then you're going to include Samuelson State. Those were the initial 5 because the guy mentioned 5. So I gave you the 5. So if you want to go and span to Greater Houston, 7, yeah, it's 7 Division Ones. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the thing is, at this point, you'll reach out and send emails to these coaches. Hey, recruit my kid or check out what he's doing. And you don't even know what they're doing. Do you even want your kid? Do you even know how they're operating. So if you hadn't took out the time to go and and solicit your services or the kids' services in person, at least let's take the kid to the water, to the pond, to let him, before you reach out and say, man, give my kid a drink of water. Come take him there. That way they can see. They'll be able to tell. Once they realize it, and many of you guys, I think that y'all know, many of y'all know. When I say you know good and deep down inside that a lot of your kids just ain't good enough if they was to go to one of those schools. Y'all
I don't
know.
think they
But
know,
you
Jimmy. No, 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 no. I got off the
let
phone
me,
yesterday with a coach.
what the coach say?
He said, "Hey, Mom, Robert, this this mama, these folk really think they is Division 1 good. They don't understand that they're not. This. I just talked to the coach last night. He said they don't know. They think Jimmy, everybody, they come up there, they filming and they've been paid all you folks, all these people for everything. Jimmy, Jimmy, it's a dude I never forget. I never forget talking to this guy on the phone because I didn't know who he was, and I messed around and gave him my number and let him call him. Calling it, man, talked about everybody in summer basketball. Y'all had him ranked here. Y'all had my son ranked here. Y'all had my son ranked here. He still ain't got nothing. And I said, sir, could it be that he's just not good enough? Well, why they put him so high? Why they put him number 40? I said, number 40 is not high. I said, it's good, but it's not. But that man is so bitter, and I think he's still bitter to this day. About that man was, man, I did this, 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 I did this. I said, you just did it. I said, you just did all that. But and then, Jimmy, they messed around, ladies and gentlemen. This is what y'all can't never do. Cause Robert Hatter gonna come up and show up and watch your son play. And then when I came and I saw the son was a 6'2", 6'3" power forward, I said, homeboy, homeboy, I don't know what you're gonna do with that. And probably mad at me now. Now, but I see why he was mad. But see,
Why mad at you?
because I told him the truth. They was telling him a lie. He mad at the
Uh,
lie. He mad at the lie, and now he mad at the truth. Because he'd been fed the lie for so long that if I went number 40 in Houston, I should be, people all over the world should be. Homeboy, if y'all keep messing with me, I'm gonna come and watch your son play now. And y'all, if you ever know anything about me, I evaluate different from Jimmy. I evaluate different from Doug. I look at the game different from them. I didn't say better, just different. These guys here can tell me more about a high school player than I can, and what they can do and all that. But I look at it different because I'm looking at him for something else. And and most of the time, Jimmy, when I look at you, you ain't nobody that I'm trying to go recommend nobody to. So, and nothing against your son, he just got to be an elite. Y'all, we're in
what
this
word you gonna say? He got to be what?
elite.
Define
We
that.
we
Define
are
that to them.
me. I got 4 or 5 coaches that call me all the time. Every last one of them is from a high major conference. So you got to be what's that, Jimmy? Is it a higher ant than the red ant? Your ass got to be a orange ant.
Well, they
You
got
know,
different
you,
types. They got different types of
no, no,
ant
no, no,
beds.
Jim. You
But
remember, Jim? I'm gonna show you why I use orange. Cause sometime when red and when it's fire gets so hot, it turn orange, right? So, an orange ant. So And it's okay because your son, it's okay. My son won an orange. My son won I, I didn't get mad at him. I said, oh boy, man, you gonna be all right. And that's one thing I still to this day, Jimmy. And when I talked to him and I asked him, he said, Dad, a lot of them dudes don't like Mr. Hicks. I said, why? Because the way he rank 'em. I said, why don't you not like him? He said, I never worried about where I was ranked. I never looked at what he said. I never looked at it. So how can I get mad about something that he said he never looked at it. You got to understand, it wasn't as prevalent back then, Jimmy. Now, you know, they tweeting everything. It wasn't prevalent. He said, I never. So guess what? He never picked up the praises, so he didn't have to put down the criticism. Y'all pick up the praises. If somebody say your son good, if I come on here and say your son good, just chill out for a minute with it. Because if I go and I see him stank the guy, I ain't gonna come on here and tear his head off. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm gonna stop talking about it. When I stop talking about you, it's very loud, Jimmy. It's very loud. It's very loud. But I mean that, Jimmy, these kids, and what you don't understand, I know it really ain't the kids, it come from the parents. Because guess what? What if I was feeding that into my son? He don't look at it. Jimmy, all he was doing is open up books. You know, I can tell. Because he had, because he had a 5.0 on a 5-point scale. He didn't have time to look at books. He didn't have time to look at no rankings. So if you're tired of doing things you need to do and working on your game, you ain't got time to work on well. And guess what? They ain't got rankings now. So Jimmy, who they blaming now? I have the cycle. Has the
That's the magic question right there.
Okay, who
Because
they
that's the
blaming now?
now. That's the now. That's what I want to know. That was one of the reasons. That was one of the reasons where I decided to stop doing rankings. Because I want to see who the hell y'all gonna blame when I'm stop doing them.
If you know,
And it's gonna take a good little sample size. I'm just curious. So
but
now, if that's the reason, and you say what you just mentioned a while ago in the conversation, a lot of the people they don't like Mr. Hicks. You
yeah.
say why?
Mhm.
Well, because he ranked them they players or whatever, he ranked them too low. Well, okay, so that's it. So that's the cavity. Let's extract and do a root canal on that cavity. And we just extracted the whole tooth out the mouth. He don't do rankings no more. Did you know that? So now what's is that gonna make him start liking him now? Hell no. That's my point in doing this. That means I truly believe that wasn't the only reason for the venom in the first place.
Coach, it's the
That was
parents,
what you tried
Coach.
to
I'm
cover.
telling you, it's the
You tried to
parents.
cover.
It's the parents, Coach. You got to understand, if I had been cultivating that narrative to my son looked to me for guidance and for affirmation. He didn't look to you. He didn't look to John. He looked for the dude that was feeding him every day. He looked at that dude. So whatever I gave him, that's what so he didn't have time to be mad at you. He didn't have time to be mad at nobody. Back then, I guess it wasn't that prevalent. Because he just said, because I said, what? You know, and we was just talking about it as he got older. And I was wondering, he said, yeah. He said, Jimmy, all right with me. But guess what? His parent hadn't cultivated him against nobody. You can't turn your son against Doug because Doug don't talk about your son like he used to. Y'all, it's the parents doing this stuff now. I'm telling y'all. I ain't telling you what I heard. Parents, we got to be better. And the kids will follow. But carry on,
Yeah, and
Jim.
that's the thing. The funny thing is, a lot of you guys, you know, like I said, you know, many of you, and I said it a while ago, many of y'all know, and that's and how I think it goes beyond in many cases it goes beyond the parent.
The way it
Because
goes.
and in many cases, because if you think of it like this, if I'm the guy that's working out the kid, or if I'm the summer coach, if I'm in one or two of those people, and I'm putting, and first if I'm to work, and I've persuaded that mother or that father, if they come on and play with me, or if you come and let me work him out, then some people have done this before. I can get him ranked. You lied on that part, or you right, or you overspoke your hand. Then some people will go and say, well, guess what? I can get him in this camp, or I can get him there, or I can get him some offers. You go and you make all these different promises. Well, in order to justify a lot of that stuff, you
Jimmy, a
need
lot of that wasn't going on back then, though, was it?
not nowhere near as prevalent, no, because it was taboo. The coaches didn't feel they were being extorted in doing so.
Okay.
So the coaches didn't feel that way.
So so so
So
we just so we just came up in a different. He came up in a different era. But Jimmy, even if he did, it still falls on the parent. So I know they probably can influence him, but your kids should be looking up to you. Shouldn't be looking up to no a
but
workout
then
coach.
I
I'm sorry.
understand that, but then a lot of times the parents, those parents, a lot of parents, they're going to have hope and faith in that particular person as a liaison. That person, so they're going to have hope in that workout guy because everything has been going okay so far. Everything has been going. Remember, you worked out with him, then all of a sudden now one of the sneaker teams wants you. You before did nobody want you, so now it looks like you yielding results. Now, meanwhile, you're paying on time. You're paying for services rendered. What we got right there? Attention is a
Uh,
hell of a drug, and most of these parents didn't get attention. Their kids became
Jimmy,
it's a hell
that's
of a
true.
drug.
Jimmy, that's so true right now. And these days, Jimmy, I can't even tell y'all how prevalent that is because I don't want to put nobody's business out there. Jimmy,
But
that's
call them Boogaloo then. Bring
no,
Boogaloo up.
no, I ain't that kind. I ain't that kind. It ain't gonna help the conversation. It ain't gonna help the conversation. If it would help the conversation, I would know. But there's a lot of people. Uh, we wouldn't even know if their kid wouldn't play basketball pretty good. That's all you got to go. Go. All you got to go. A lot of these people you wouldn't know if they weren't the coach of a summer basketball team. Well, they ain't did nothing else, nothing nowhere else in their career. So a lot of people ain't used to attention. Jay-Z said, you like Jay-Z, don't didn't it? What he said? The lights and cameras in Hollywood. It ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't no A-lister. A-lister, I like that. A-lister. So it's
And
let's go.
well, I mean, and I'm finishing the analogy, and because it's this right here, and I've been studying this really, really, really hard, and I know because the relationships that I have or had with a lot of the guys that do the workouts, a lot of them don't favor me because I'm the guy that speaks out, saying if a lot of them don't, because my thing is this: if you got have such a magic wand, then you mean as the work I got, I'm gonna put my magic wand. He come to me, he ain't learning nothing over there. Wherever he at now, they ain't teaching him right. Come to me, I'm gonna whoop. I'm gonna show you how to. I'll create these. I create this. I create. And my thing is, well, if that's the case, then everything that you touch for the at least 70% would turn to gold. And that's not a ratio that nobody can boast out there. So that means now, because most of them, here's the problem. Who's the workout guy out there that's turning down the parent who's willing to pay? Remember, there are some lawyers out there that you got a case and you be willing to pay. A lot of them may not even take your case. Even if you come there with a box of cash, they gonna say,
Only reason they say because
man.
they don't think they can win. But don't too many lawyers say that. Jimmy, you watching too
I'm
much
telling you,
TV.
they don't.
No,
Some
Jimmy, you're
lawyers won't
watching
take
too
their
much TV.
case.
You're watching too much TV now.
No, 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 no,
You're
no, no.
watching too much TV.
I done took a bag of money to a couple of lawyers back in the day, and they was like, I can't touch this.
Yeah, but
Can't touch
they
it.
just don't want to touch it. But
Some don't
why
want
would
because they don't want to. They want to win. They want to win more than they. So all money ain't good money to everybody. So
but
some
why
guys
would
want to win.
but why would a workout guy turn down their bread?
Turn down.
Why would
Well,
he?
okay, so that means understand. So I'm not saying it's wrong. What I'm saying is that means your averages are going to go down because you're not going to turn down and take certain cases like pro
Jimmy, you
bono.
you can't forecast how good you can make a player. You can
Well, that's what it
you
seems like because now I'm just telling you because I get
so
so
now
many
see why
have
them
got
guys
received
mad
so
at you.
many
So
calls
guys done told you that.
because now they saying this other guy, hey man, my kid dropped 20 on him, man. My kid better than that dude, man. My kid got to be ranked higher than that dude. So that means
Oh man, come on now, Jimmy, come on now. That ain't
why he got to be higher than that dude? So it can be justification. Then you can justify that the fees that you're getting from the parent, it justifies because now when you got him, he wasn't ranked. Now you get it first, you want him ranked, and once you start doing those types of favors, it ain't or it can't stop because guess what? The one day you're not going to be able to do it, you can go and get Hatter. You can go down on the corner and give a guy $1 every morning, 364 days of the year. He got 300. You can give him $1 to buy him a cold beer every morning on your way in to get a cup of coffee or whatever. On New Year's Eve, you come up by the store and say, "Man, give me the dollar, Hatter." Man, I ain't got it today. You think you playing? You come out the store, man. Where's my dollar at? Man, I ain't got it today, man. No, 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 no. Somebody gonna see that guy on New Year's Day, the next day, and they gonna start bringing your name up. Man, that Hatter, that's my dude, man. When you last time you saw Hatter? Man, F that tight ass motherfucker. They gonna, cause you know why? Nobody remember what they ate for breakfast, only what they ate for dinner. They ain't studying about none of that stuff you did before.
I'm missing something. I'm missing something. So you saying because I'm trying to get clarity here, because we just throw out rhetoric back and forth. You saying workout guys, because this is how it started, have a conflict of interest with you because you what?
Because I did not push the kid in the direction they wanted me to push him
Oh,
at a
because you
particular
won't
kid.
tell the lie.
I
You won't perpetuate the lie.
absolutely.
Okay. Well, I believe that. Okay. I just didn't think. I thought you said he was mad at you because, see, a couple of times you bring up, Coach, and the problem is, Jimmy, now you keep bringing up their money and what they're making. So when people bring up what you making, you know how people don't like that.
We
You
can
get
put the books down, and,
no,
most of them make more than me.
but I don't think. Think about it.
We can open the books now
How
at any
how
time, at
how
any
would that
point.
help this situation?
Well,
That ain't
well,
gonna help the
because
situation. Opening up a book.
here's why.
Open
Here's
up a
why.
book.
You ask, how can it help the situation? Because
The guy
you're
is you,
being
Jimmy. What
paid.
you don't realize, the guy is using you as a marketing tool for his
Exactly.
business.
So here's the deal. And you're getting paid. You have a fee.
There you go
I don't
again.
have a fee to you, so I ain't
But then,
obligated to
oh,
you.
you got it. Well, then, so okay, so y'all got a conflict of interest.
No, we don't. They
He,
do. I don't have an
he
obligation. I don't have an obligation to rank your baby. I don't have an obligation to push your baby to a certain school. I don't have an
no.
obligation
We
to
ain't
give
talking
your
about the
baby
baby.
no
We
money.
talking about the client now, right? I thought we
Yeah,
were talking about
I'm
the
just
client.
saying, but the kids is the common denominator. The kids are the common denominator.
No, but the parent ain't. We talking about is you. The
The
argument is
kid,
between you and the
but it's
workout
about
guy.
the kid. But it's about the kid. The kid is always the common denominator, Heather. The
Okay,
kid is always the common denominator
but
in this stuff.
but that ain't his baby. That's the mama's baby. We talking about
But
you in your
but you know,
relationship with not with the parent. We talking about you and your relationship. with the workout guy. Jimmy, you just stay with me. I'm talking about you and the workout guy right now. I'm trying to see why in the hell they mad at you. And you say they mad because
I
they
just
come
gave
to
it to you.
you
Well, they
trying to
used to
get
be
you to
mad at me.
validate.
I didn't eliminated that excuse now. See, that's a difference now. That's why it was deeper than the rankings.
So
I
they ain't
told you that
mad
from the
at you no
beginning.
more.
Well, no. I said that a while ago. No, Hal. See, you just missed what I just said a while
Why they
ago.
still mad at you now?
Because what I'm proving to the world is it wasn't about the rankings, really. That's what I'm
It
going to
could have
prove. I'm
been.
going to prove that. It's deeper than that. If you don't like somebody, you ain't going to like somebody. You can say whatever reason you want to say it. That's what I'm trying to prove. And
But
I'm going to
Jimmy, they
prove
could have not liked that too.
it. But no, you're going to use that because that's a good buffer to use.
So
It's
guess what? It's
deeper
good
than that.
riddance then. Because you probably didn't like them either.
Well, I know that I'm easier to understand that a kid gonna come and go. Those guys are gonna be there. The kid gonna come and go. Kid gonna be here 4-year cycles. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, they gone. And then my thing is, I'm telling that same guy, chances are that kid by the time they get to after 12th grade, 1 year removed, 2 years removed after 12th grade, you ain't gonna hear from that, hardly hear from that kid no more. If the
That
kid is
happens
very
to
good,
Jimmy. That didn't happen
but
to me.
they can't see that. I'm like, dude, I've seen you and your story 1,000 times over. The chances are very slim. You think in your mind, I'm gonna nurture this kid, I'm gonna get him right. I'm gonna get me a McDonald's All-American, then he's gonna go to pro, we're gonna get a bag, and guess what? We for to come up. It's possible, it's happened to many, but you can count them.
Jimmy, they be thinking the guy's gonna be a
Yes,
McDonald's mouth.
yes. You think because know what? You got them tricking, they're gonna leave you tricking. And that's one of the things you don't really believe it could happen to you. A lot of the grown men, and ain't nothing worse than a grown man getting tricked. You just don't think it can happen to you. You think you too you you too advanced for somebody to get you like that. That kid, you done too much. Ain't no way. You done did this, you done did that, you done paid bills, you done fed them, you done stayed at your house, you let them use your car, you done did it all. And you don't think. And all you gotta do is look back, look around the room. And every one of these guys that got a grassroots team right now on the high school level, especially the sneaker affiliated team, pretty much every one of them done been affiliated with somebody that was in that fit that description. And you know, and I'm saying that they have to, they're not obligated to, but that's the way you want to help program that computer. If it starts
Jimmy,
not performing,
some kids just ain't gonna give back, man.
yeah,
No
but you
matter
can,
how
but
good, no matter how good you are to them.
you know what? You know what? I think
I'm just telling
that
you.
part there, here's where the angle that I differ on that is.
You don't have to
And
differ. I didn't lived it. I don't know what you talking about.
as
I didn't lived
but
it.
once you that's like of course every kid you take to church ain't gonna become a preacher. But you can every kid you take to church with you, that's like you going taking somebody to give back.
Don't everybody don't supposed to be a preacher when you take them to church.
Okay, everybody ain't gonna be a philanthropist that goes and give back. Everybody ain't. I understand that. But you can go and they can go through the experience. And if you do the experience and they go through the experience with you enough, then the odds would be on the favorable side that they would know and understand what giving back means. A lot of people don't. I get it. But then if they see you ain't nothing but a taker, then you're gonna breed a taker. They're gonna be watching you. I'm on the take. I'm gonna get my so they watching you. By default, they eyeballing you. They emulating whom they idolize. But that's back what 15, no, 12, 13 years ago. We had the back to school drive in Fifth Ward, one block from Wheatley High School. Robert Hatter Jr.,
The fourth.
your son,
Yeah.
was persuaded by somebody to come and let's go out there and give back. Somebody had to influence him in some capacity or another to come there. Likely his father,
Yeah.
okay, which is you.
Yeah.
You got it. Once he got, no matter how he felt before coming, I don't know, didn't ask, but I can guarantee you one thing. Once he got there and experienced,
Had the time of his life.
I can see his heart glowing through his eyes when
He
he
had the
saw a little
time of
kid.
his life.
When little kids start crying when they're getting clothes and shoes and stuff, that you could see that experience. You can't, once they go through that, at least you took them and experienced that and explained to them. That's what and get the value of that. That's what I'm getting at.
But he still got a choice and a will to go off and do what the hell he want to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the point that I'm trying to make.
But he can't say he will never be without the understanding of what giving back can do to help somebody else. He could never, that'll never be a void
No.
inside of him. Never.
But
That's the thing I'm saying. So a lot of these people, they don't know how to, a lot of takers don't know the art and understand the art of giving.
so
that means
you
the
mean
kids don't,
grassroots basketball is full of a lot of givers and takers? Would you say that?
but that makes it a zero-sum game.
I
That
said
makes
it's
it a
full of.
balance sheet.
I didn't say. I said it's full of.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Got a lot of them. Givers and takers. Okay. So if you're living in a world of givers and takers, how you navigate around it? If you're living in a world, you notice a world. We got people out here in this world. How do you navigate around it?
Well,
It's people.
initially,
Go. I'm sorry.
each one teach one. That means you at first you only
But
like you
what if the
grab yourself.
teachers are no good?
That's
The
but still,
teachers teaching no good.
yeah.
The people that's over programs ain't no good. See, Jimmy, I learned a long time ago. If I don't know nothing and I teach my son what I know, then guess what? He ain't gonna know nothing.
Mhm.
If I don't know nothing and I teach him everything I know, shit, he ain't gonna know nothing. So, what are the principles in this summer basketball community? What are the principles in the NIL community? Sitting there just watching last year, couple of years, last year, Leonard Hamilton. Not this year, because y'all know y'all talking about, well, he didn't got now. But he's just talking about these young players. You got coaches out. They can't talk about the college players no more. But these college players are getting paid a lot of money, Jimmy, now. And they said, well, Robert, they fair game, man. Now I said, nah, not really. Yeah, Robert, they fair game. But you have a college team. Jimmy, you look at stats. How does a college team, basketball team, allow another team to out rebound them 49-25 in a big game and don't lose by about 6 points? And you let a team out rebound you 49-25. But you're getting paid. Jimmy, we in the era, Jimmy, and I don't like to be the old head talking about the young, but Jimmy, that locker room after that game, anybody who wanted to fight me could fight me. I'm going to fight. Because if I was one, Jimmy, I had a rule for TSU last night. And one of my rules were win the war on the boards. Because I know Jackson State coming to them boards. All 5 guys. What I've been watching, y'all, And I want y'all to watch the game now. How lazy some of these damn guards are. Because a lot of these threes being shot and a lot of these rebounds are being long. But these guards are lazy as hell and just ain't going and getting the ball. No desire to go get the ball. So it's been troubling me because I've been watching so much of this stuff, and I've been watching it, and that one was glaring to me. And I'm just trying to walk me off a ledge. But all these workout guys, Jimmy, I don't think blockouts is in the workouts. I don't think going after the ball if you a guard is in the workouts. Jimmy, have you ever seen? I ain't never seen. Have you ever heard of a workout saying, "Yo, this how you do this kind of stuff"? Jimmy, help you in ball games work more than them cone drills. I know I done lost y'all, cause I know I done lost y'all. But Jimmy, the workout guys, that's the skill. Workout guys, the ones that mad at Jimmy, the ones that want him to rank your guy. Why can't your guy be the leading rebounder in Houston? Ain't nobody stopping him for doing that. He might not be the best shooter. He might not be the best free throw. He might not be. But Jimmy, ain't nobody stopping him from being passing is a skill. Jimmy, I saw it last night. Jimmy's college players do not know how to pass. Who's teaching them? George, you're right. They're not competing. That absolutely right. Thank you. Not competing. That's the word I'm looking for. I just want you to confirm what I'm thinking. Jimmy, so they expect you. They ain't did their job. They expect you to come compromise what you do to rank their kid high. And y'all tell me ain't nothing wrong with this basketball career. See, I ain't know people doing it. I ain't know people's doing that. I'm serious.
You know, and
I I would. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have never thought a man would have came to you and said that. I mean, I just wouldn't.
see, you know, I really don't get disappointed when the people come to me and ask me for the favor. I get disappointed at their reaction to my answer that I'm not. That's the part I get disappointed. That's the part that disappoints me. Once again, I don't get disappointed when the people ask me for a favor. I'm not disappointed, Hatter, because the guy asked for $1 for a cold beer, and I'm going in the store to give me your change, get some change, young blood. I'm not disappointed that you asked me for that. Now, I'm disappointed when I tell you I don't have it, and then you curse me out. I'm disappointed in your action to my response leads me to believe that you felt that I was supposed to be obligated to help you. That's where the problem is. So that means you think that I'm supposed to co-conspire. I'm supposed to. I'm not saying that I want or don't. I've put several kids at number 99 that wasn't starters on their varsity. I try to hide them at 99, 89. You don't want to put them at 100 because that's
I
too
don't
many
look down
eyes
that
on
far no
100.
way. So you
You
can
got to
hide them
sneak
from
them.
me.
You got to sneak them somewhere up in there, 92, 91. You don't put them on an even number, or a round off of a number. So I've done that. But if I tell you no, then you're mad. I don't charge. That ain't a service that I provide for capital gain. So what the hell are we doing? That means you kind of get me to conspire to disrupt the flow of the system. And you know it'd be so bad how it done got now. People want the attention, as they said in the boom boom room. They want the attention for their babies now. Some case it ain't about no scholarships. It done got so bad that people that babies are they just want them to make the damn team in the ninth grade or the varsity. They want to get him hyped up before just so he can make the damn team. That's how bad it is out there. Now the thing is, a lot of these parents, on defense of these parents, and some of the workout guys, there must be a market out there where some people are doing that, because that's the only way that you can describe to me why you could be so mad, because you may think that's the status quo, that's the common way that it goes, but it don't with me. If that's the case, then why don't you go to where it works at? It worked with you last time. Go to them other guys and do that. They gonna take a tank of gas from you and pump your kid up. So, but I think what happens is you realize that it plays out after a period of time. So after you go and you get your influence Haller to talk about them, then you'll influence Doug Jones to talk about them, and you'll influence Archie. After a period of time, you got to move. So you want everybody else to, that way it justifies or supports the other. So now it becomes legit when you know it's fabricated from the core of it. And just a matter of time. Then what? When you get to the 12th grade, what you gonna do then? That means now the kid is gonna be bitter, and you have a relationship with your son that can be tarnished for the rest of your life because you didn't come clean with him and just let him know, hey man, them guys over there, they paying. We're not gonna pay for you to do this. We're gonna get it out the mud. We're not paying for you to get a rank, because I know it's not gonna show me the kid that paid for the rank and show me the batch of kids that paid for the rank and it benefited them all on the back end. I'll wait.
Jimmy, I'm looking at something Herb said. Herb seemed to say the only way you can learn how to rebound is in a team setting.
Put it on the screen. Put it
He
on the
said,
screen. So
I believe boxing out and playing help defense are things that should be worked on in a team setting. Skill development is more individual thing. And that eventually helps to improve the overall team. No. I've seen Keith White in individual workouts with several players in each individual working out, teaching the big men how to do these things individually in an individual workout, but you got another guy going up against him. It's him against him, and it's him. It's one basketball. Whichever y'all gonna win this war, gonna win, get the basketball. But if you think it starts, so when those guys get to their teams, they already know how to compete. If you haven't had this kind of training, you behind when you get to your team. So everything can be taught individually. It's just that y'all trainers maybe just don't have time. I've seen Keith White do it. I've seen several other trainers do it. Teaching things that help you excel in the team environment. So by the time he get to the team environment, he's advanced. We got an excuse for everything. He said, I learned to read the ball off the rim older guys when I was younger. You learn somewhere. I believe in teaching all phases of the game, starting at HU, so they can learn it. Same as learn. It's about learning. Yo, rebounding the ball is an art. Jimmy, who lead the, but you know I like let's go to NCAA because let's not go to pros because we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there because I don't even want to buy. Who went NCAA statistical leaders? I watched this guy named Janai Broom who got hurt for ball for Auburn. Jimmy, I just
Oh yeah,
watched it. Jimmy, I just watched it.
he's a
Oh my God. He wants
he's one of the term. He's a pro.
but no, Jimmy, I ain't talking about that part. I'm talking about he's like a heat-seeking missile going to get the basketball. I don't care where it's at. That's a skill. Maybe God just gifted him, said, look, so somebody told him a long time ago, Jimmy, it's one ball. It's 10 of y'all out there. All 10 of y'all want the ball. You the one got to come up. You got to come up with it, or you can't eat. That's how he seemed to play. Jimmy, they got a young dude I done fell in love with now, Jimmy. I'm watching a lot at Georgia. You seen Georgia play yet, Jimmy? Jimmy,
I ain't pay attention to Georgia.
Jimmy, they got a freshman named Asa Newell. Whoa! You got to watch it. Janai Broom was over there talking to him because he hurt. They played against Georgia the other night. Boy, you better be glad I ain't out there. But y'all, all I'm saying is we got to make sure our kids understand that they have to, Jimmy, compete in these areas before they try to go to college, man. I never forget, Jimmy, and you can answer that question in a second. I went to Alan Branch's mom's funeral, and all the coaches were there, and we were just sitting around talking. And all of them, to a man, they said, Robert, the thing about these players in college, they're talented enough to get there. Talented is okay, he said, but they just don't know how to compete. They don't know how to compete. Jimmy, I ain't gonna lie, I'll never forget it. I wasn't asking for that. Huh?
Well, we talked about this part, the competing part last week.
Yes.
Remember?
We got to
And
keep,
it goes.
everybody don't listen to the show.
Yeah,
So
everybody.
talk
So
about it again.
in order to condense the whole conversation, you guys can go back and watch to condense it. My theory came from just talking to people over a period of time, and they agree. One of the things that's missing is that a lot of these young people, and it's not it is what it is now. But a lot of these young people, they don't play non-organized basketball games.
Okay.
Where there's no referee.
But none of them do though, Jimmy. So all of them the same.
Where most of the kids are not members of your school. That's the key. Most of the people on the court don't go to school with you. So the only time that they're playing pickup is mostly when somebody that went to school with them, and that's their buddies. And they're just going through the lollygag. So that means the ability to what do they call it? Conflict resolutions skills are diminished by not, you pick that up in those type of settings. How did you call foul? I say I ain't foul you. You ain't getting it. Nigga, I'm taking about, no, you ain't. No, I ain't. Shoot. They don't know what to do? Shoot for it. Shoot for it. That was the eventual conflict resolution. And then guess what? I ain't gonna shoot. You shoot. You don't want to call. Okay, so now it's those things are essential, and it is proven. But then you play on on a slab. You playing, one goal got nets, one goal don't. One goal got chains, one goal don't. So they done some of them, half of them coming down. You had to learn how to shoot with no nets. One goal got a square on it. One goal, they done rubbed the square
No.
off. Somebody climbed up on the rim, one of the kids, and took the orange thing off the blah, blah. You have to learn to shoot with no square.
You know what I hated? Double rims. I hate
Double
it.
rim. They get some clankers. Listen, Heather, when you guys are watching right now, you can tell the truth. And guess what? I understand it's not a fault, but these are things that you had to do. You had no choice back in the day. And I'm not trying to push back in the day down a young person's throat.
No.
I'm just letting you know how problem solving is a variation of conflict resolution. You got to be able to solve the problem. There were some days, Heather, when Heather, you ain't got out of school yet, and you got a clean, cool ass leather ball, but we ready to play. You had to go do something. You can't get your ball. So guess what? Little Junebug got his ball, and guess what it is? A good little old $6 orange, cheap little thing with a knot in it. You ain't never played a game with a knot in the ball?
What?
These kids, how many of these kids you think can play the ball game without a leather ball? They don't play if it ain't that. We done played with volleyballs before. Those
Man,
are
that
problem
not ball.
solving skills. You had to solve that. How you gonna dribble this thing? The knot. Play with a knot. It's an art to dribbling the basketball with a knot on it.
What? What?
The knot on there for everybody. It ain't on there just for you to
No.
dribble. Everybody got to dribble with that knot. So
Jimmy, you
those
know
are
what the
things
best thing we
these
used to do?
kids don't have, huh?
Not dribbling. Pass it. That knot'll teach your ass how to pass it. Because you keep dribbling that thing out of bounds off your foot. We going the other way with it. So that knot gonna teach you how to pass it. That's what the knot taught me.
Guys, you get where you guys are watching. You get where I'm going with this. So my firm belief in regarding a lot of these kids.
How did we get here, Jimmy? How did we get here?
Yes.
How did we transition here? Oh, somebody
Well,
asked that on the thing. But Jimmy, let's go ask your man question right now.
What we
You want
got?
to
Put it
talk
on the
about
board. What we got?
you said no. No, that ain't it. We got down. You said, Jimmy, how does a player that have multiple D1 offers as a junior commits
Okay.
to a JUCO in his senior year?
Okay.
Why does that happen?
I mean, it's not a bad thing.
No.
First of all, in today's versus yesteryear, did you justify that those multiple offers were actually offers?
Palette. Yes.
First of all,
First.
back in the days, in the near recent future, 10 years ago, when a kid had to offer, we knew it was an offer. And those that didn't, it was no problem out as a community. Collectively, people without that person, that offer ain't good. And they would take
why they don't do it now?
Because I think now
I came this close, Jimmy. Jimmy, only God stopped me.
God. You almost outed somebody?
Only God stopped me.
You know what? I think now the reason why a lot of people get mad if you out them on the offer is because they have been led to believe. It's almost like they've been led to believe if somebody told them, and it's normally the offer came through a middleman. So that middleman, that person is close to that family. And that person told them that kid has an offer, and they had no reason to believe and they don't understand. Every parent, as much as we talk about it, every parent don't understand and hadn't took out the time to come to the Chop Shop, which they should. They ain't many people. If anything, today should be the day that you guys can share the show right now. A lot of people ain't at work if you live in Houston, Texas, or surrounding towns and cities. You are not likely to not be at work right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those days that you can take them, do them a solid.
They should have been on this show today.
If they don't watch, then they don't watch. But guess what? So that means now when they come to you with their head hurting over this process of something went wrong, then you can say to them, I tried to get y'all to go. I mean, damn, it's not, we don't, you think that you honestly believe that we wake up or go to sleep thinking, I'm got to get your baby. I don't like your baby. I'm gonna not promote your no. So it's input equals output. The thing is, me personally, I just don't. I get disappointed if you're going to attempt to keep me posted on your baby's stats on a good game, but then ignore it when he has a bad game. I need to know your baby is human. And that's the thing. Everybody wants you to believe their baby's a Superman. Now back to the question,
Uh-huh.
big coach. The question you asked, how does that happen? First, you have to acknowledge that the offer is real. And then there are people, times you may have an offer, and it could have been real in the 11th grade. And you decided not to commit or not to pursue and go through that motion. And guess what happens? That coach went in another direction. It happens. How can you have a fine ass girlfriend in the 9th grade and you don't go with her at the prom in the 12th grade? Guess what? You or her found somebody new or better. So you think. And it's not a bad thing. The thing is, especially nowadays, as the era that we are in now, junior college, if things go, if all it takes is a show of hands in the next year or so, then junior college will become sexy as it used to be back when people was proud to go to San Jack. Before San Jack shut down their basketball program, when San Jack was a national perennial powerhouse located right on the outskirts of Houston, Texas. Who are what? Some of the guys that went there, what? Sam Cassell, right?
Nick Van Exel.
Nick Van Exel. Nick Van Exel went to
No,
San
he didn't
Jack.
go there. I mean, Steve Francis came up here, didn't he?
Steve Francis went
Yeah.
to San Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liddell Eccles, the boy that played for UNLV, with the Running Rebels, one of those cats went there. Can't think his name. That was a powerhouse. Powerhouse.
Well, them guys didn't have no grade.
Back then, but it was sexy though. It wasn't like they were teased.
I don't think it was sexy, Jimmy. It was never sexy. It was never sexy.
I mean,
it's just them dudes had some success out of it. So you can call it success.
Walter Berry went down there saying that.
I ain't never thought it was sexy. That's just me. I ain't never thought it was sexy. I ain't going to no damn JUCO. Yeah, a lot of people say, man, I ain't going there unless I have to.
Well, what I'm saying is the San Jack as a school, as a program, they were. Ronnie Arrow was the coach back in the days before.
And Scott Gernander was coach with Sam.
Before Gernander took over, yeah. Ronnie Arrow was on the front line there. But that thing now, the school.
Mike Lindsay said, was it sexy or not? I've been to Junior. I've been down there. It ain't sexy. Jimmy, I guess I don't know. You said it. I'm talking about back then, Jimmy, it wasn't sexy than that Sam now. Sam didn't have an option.
What
Sam didn't want to be there.
Let me tell you the difference. The angle that I'm coming from, I said it was sexy, just like I'm saying in the community. Mm-hmm. It was sexy, like I mentioned earlier in the show. At one point in time, University of Houston used to be very sexy. Then it wasn't sexy. It was okay. Then all of a sudden now it's very sexy again. At one point in time, guess what? Back in those days, Alan, think of the main thing. I was talking from an angle in the city of Houston. Mm-hmm. In the city of Houston.
Okay.
San Jack had swagger to it. It wasn't like looking down for people that lived in Houston. It was like San Jack. You go, man, that dude playing for San Jack. I mean, you would thought you had to be a bad Molly Dolly if you playing at San Jack back then. That mean you had to be a baller. So that's what you looked in the city. But back then, remember, you were living in Memphis.
Yeah.
Had just yet to move here. So you didn't feel what was on ground zero.
Yeah, I didn't feel it.
Ground zero. That's like once upon a time, I was looking through my notes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
What on?
But I can only talk from my experience. See, when I speak from my experience. So my experience, like you said, I was in Memphis. So, and when I got here, it wasn't sexy. It wasn't sexy.
You didn't feel it. It's there. Like we don't know how Memphis State felt on the streets of Memphis because we're in Houston. All we can do is take your word and you describe and say, man, it was like this.
Well, when
Man,
you
it was
seen
like that.
Clyde dunk on Andre Johnson, you know Andre Turner, you know it was something. Yeah, we had a brand. Your boy Clyde jumped over him and dunked on him. So yes, you knew Memphis was sexy. You knew
So
Keith Lee was sexy.
you can only imagine.
Hold up. You knew Larry Fitz was sexy. You knew if you knew they was sexy now.
Them dude, that's what I'm just saying. So a lot of people don't probably wasn't able to interpret it. They can probably now. After that, that's what I meant by it in regarding from that angle. You had to, you couldn't, wasn't no anybody going there. So my thing is, if you were a JUCO prospect out, or you were Division I prospect and didn't have the grades, you still might not have been good enough. Most likely not be good enough for San Jack. They were taking high majors. You wasn't no high major. You wasn't getting on that in that program for a good chunk of years, unless you was somebody did somebody a favor. They were rocking over there. And I don't know what happened for the
Did you ever go
decline.
to a game?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else went to one of them games?
Yeah.
I just want to know how it was.
Anders Gym.
I knew. I heard it had, dude. If Sam Cassell was on that team, Steve Franchise on them teams. Oh no, that was after Sam. Y'all had to be. You know. I can't tell you this story. I can't tell you. I can't tell you this story. But Sam, I never forget though. Sam, he said, man, when he left San Jack, he said, Coach asked him, do you want to go back to Baltimore first, Jimmy? He said, do you want to go back to Baltimore, spend time with your family, or go straight to Florida State? Get what that man said. Man, send me straight to Florida State. I ain't never going back to Baltimore no more. In other words, Jimmy, that man said, going to junior college and getting away from Baltimore probably saved his life. Y'all understand, Baltimore, East Baltimore, where he from? Y'all seen The Wire? It's worse. That man said, don't send me home. Send me straight, Jimmy, hold up, straight to Florida State. I get drafted by Houston. I move to Houston. Think about it. He went from San Jack, Florida State, back to Houston. It's just some people just don't want to go back home. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
So got a good. Speaking of college basketball.
What else we got?
Or college sports. How about? Remember last week? Last conversation we had, the news had just broke about the one of the schools, and how they were going to do the paying the athletes in the Title IX ruling from the judge from the NCAA about Title IX, and now that kind of created a roadblock on a lot of what these schools had planned to do with paying their money out to the boys programs versus a different percentage to the girls. Since I saw you guys, this thing here now has been thrown into a flux of how to solve this. Now, as a result, fast forward to yesterday, Monday, there were a portion of the staffers at Indiana University is being laid off in order to help retain money that they're going to use to pay out to the players. A chunk of the people in the athletic department, I want to say about 20 people, Adam. I don't have it in front of me. You can pull it up. This is big. This is huge news that just came out this morning. This is Indiana, who just got a check coming from the NCAA, the college football playoffs, right? They made it, one of the 12 teams. They just got a lick of money that wasn't expected to be coming because Indiana wasn't. Nobody had them pegged to get at the beginning of the season. So, and now you just announced you're doing these layoffs. will other schools follow suit and do the same thing? Or is everybody else safe? If Indiana can do this, announce this early.
See,
No
what y'all
coaches
think
are
is, some
involved.
people just think it's unlimited money out there, man. Y'all, these people rather give $200 million to Trump's inauguration instead of putting it in these universities right now. I'm just telling you, them the people that can write the checks. Man, I got a story. I'm gonna y'all make sure y'all get to here early tomorrow. Because Jimmy, I saw some numbers the other day. And you know, Mike Woodson, you know they finna fire him because they've been talking about it. They gave that big old sorry ass dude.
25 people, man. 25 people is getting laid off in Indiana. I said over 20. I just got the number 25 people.
I'm sitting here thinking about uh they paid this boy. They went to Gonzaga first. He was terrible to me. He went to Arizona, he was all right. And now he done took his big ass and gained 50 pounds and went to Indiana, and they gave him $2 million. Ballo, the center. And Jimmy, he's stinking up the place. Stinking up the place. And it's gonna cause this man to lose his job. And Mike Wilson. And I didn't know these other kids, they're losing it. People gonna lose their job because they trying to keep up with the Joneses. Indiana want to win. And what then happened? They done looked. They done looked at how much money Ohio State is spending. Ohio State bought that national championship. That's why they was talking about firing that guy when he lost in Michigan. When I go back and pull back you know, everybody was talking about much money they done spent. They hear you. We pay you to be y'all. I ain't never seen y'all. If you have to know people, I happen to know several people that went to both schools. Charles Winston went to Michigan. Orlando Pace went to Ohio State. One of my best friend Eric went to Ohio State, and I'll never forget. Charles lived in Ohio, Fremont, Ohio, and chose Michigan over Ohio State. He got death threats, hate mail, everything. Jimmy, you know how they be talking about these rivalries around here, the Red River Shootout, the Red. Jimmy, it's so serious between those two teams. You know how y'all be talking about whatever you do, you got to be Prairie View. Whatever you do, you got to be TSU. Jimmy, it other than Alabama and Auburn, because I got to see that game before and saw how crazy it was. I just don't understand how people can be so polarized because I've never been a fan of nothing like that. And I just never understood how people, he said it was real serious. He said, man, I went to Michigan. I picked Michigan over my home city. So Ohio State had the best team money can buy. And it proved. So guess what Indiana said? We got to figure out a way to get us some more money. And Jimmy, evidently those people who they laid off, because I haven't read the article, maybe they was just some fluff people anyway. Because they ain't laid off nobody of vital importance.
Well, it's not going to be, it's not supposed to be any coaches. So these are going to be active support staffs. But 25 in the one athletic department, that's a lot of damn people, Hal. That's a lot of people, man. that means somebody else's jobs is about to be condensed into double duty in order to make up for 25
Jimmy,
staffers.
that all that tell you, you should have looked them jobs up. All that telling you was 25 people that's doing some stuff that, Jimmy, there was probably 25 favor jobs. And they done took the favors back. That's all. 25 favor jobs. Man, Indiana ain't that crazy. I haven't even seen the article, so I haven't even researched it. So you know, I don't like to talk about nothing if I ain't researched it. I'm just me just thinking 25 jobs. Must have been 25 jobs that were not that very important. Boy, I can't wait till tomorrow.
Oh, today's cycle is one of them board members then leaked it out to the AP, and then they went back to the person and that person doubled down and confirmed. They went to another person to confirm, but then say, man, that you can't use my name. Keep me anonymous on this. Indiana had yet to make that public announcement. Then the details are gonna probably come when they do their presser or when they make that announcement. Right now, it's the Associated Press who's they're supposed to vet every piece of intel that they put out in regard to that.
Jimmy, I
Also,
told you
they're supposed,
mainstream media ain't like it used to be.
but not like you, but you're supposed to. The AP is one of the few that's supposed to. We ain't talking about John Doe's Boogeyman's
Jimmy, I
podcast.
said no, I said mainstream. Mainstream media. CNN, Fox, they're not what they used to be.
But
You
this is the
ain't got
Associated
Walter
Press.
Cronkite. You ain't got them guys no more. You got some people.
So
It
that's what I'm
just
saying.
it
But
ain't.
Associated Press is generally Associated Press is generally the source of news that a lot like you got feeds that come
It
across
ain't
the
what it
different media.
used to be, Jimmy. That's all I'm telling you. You
Yeah,
can
but
bet.
it's still
It's not the
the
bell cow no
respected
more.
common source. It's still a neutral common source. They're not doing. Associated Press doesn't have a TV show. They don't have a news
It don't matter.
show.
It don't
They,
matter.
I'm just saying, they are writers. They're journalists in there, but they're supposed to vet. That is one of the, premium of gigs is the AP gig. They don't lean. They don't generally not lean to the right. They don't generally lean to the left. They just provide the news and keep on going.
I
And
totally
with the
disagree.
AP.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Once again, the key word I just said,
Money got him.
supposed.
Not
Well,
in.
they're still supposed to, whether money got them or not. You're supposed as an entity. That's what they are supposed to do versus not do. But that still are. We're like this. You heard stuff about CNN. You heard stuff about Fox. Not it probably dwarfs how many complaints you hear about the Associated Press. That's my point. And you throw MSNBC, throw all of them in there. It's going to dwarf what you hear about the Associated Press. Their job is not to put opinions out. They get the fact and or what they deem to be vetted as a fact and throw it out there with some numbers. That's it. You're gonna and get a quote if it's a news and go with that. That's what the AP does. That's what they do. And then you go take your stuff from the AP and put your opinions and form it on around it. But it's a common article that's gonna go to everybody. Everybody can pull their stuff off the wire. What we got? Time is it? Okay, yeah,
Almost
55
time,
minutes
though.
past the hour.
Yeah.
And if you're on the Chop Shop, if you haven't shared the show, do so at this time. Share the show to your timelines, to your pages, to your groups. This once again, this is one of those days, if it was any, for uh, a lot of people, especially in the youth basketball community, are not. Many people are not working today. There's no school Tuesday nor Wednesday in most schools within the greater Houston. Therefore, Chop Shop, we right here rocking with you and sharing intel with you.
The
I was
sun out a little bit, man. This stuff, man, the snow melting.
no, but remember what they said now. They said the weather people, they say the snow is going to melt, but then tonight the snow can freeze again, and possibly some more snow can come on top of that. So that's where it gets tricky, because that means now that ice gonna be black ice.
So why didn't U of H cancel that game they playing tonight?
Why did they move the
They
time?
moved it from Tuesday to Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday
And tonight is
afternoon.
Wednesday.
No, tonight is this Tuesday. Right now, it's supposed to the ice going to melt tonight. Then they say it could refreeze. So that means you
So I'm
going to
saying, so
work
we're
in the
gonna
morning.
refreeze tomorrow.
No, no, no. It refreezes tonight in those when those temperatures dip down. Right.
So what is it gonna do tomorrow evening?
Well, it's supposed to be. It would be business as usual. Then we'd be good to go for the most part. Depending on what side of town you're on. It understand it's a hit and
Is
miss
the
because
airport open tomorrow?
I'm not showing that. The mayor was talking about that this morning, and he's not showing that. That's a whole
I don't
different.
even think about this mayor. I don't like this mayor for some reason. Keep going.
No, this I think he's played
Yeah.
within the
Well,
line.
that you like
He
a lot of stuff I don't like, so that's good. That's
he hadn't.
perfect.
I don't think he haven't driven a car off the cliff.
I just said I
Whenever
don't like him. I ain't talking about where he driving
in
to. I
every
just don't like
tragedy, he's gotten up and he's been right in front of those cameras. He ain't running from the cameras.
him. Yeah.
So as long as you're able to tackle with possible solutions, then we'll see how it goes. So that's what he's right now is okay. But Wednesday
A hard freeze
afternoon
overnight.
is
Man, y'all, all of you weathermen, y'all, who y'all watching? Associated Press or Fox? Who y'all
that's
watching?
not the same.
Hard freeze overnight tonight. Temperatures rising to 30 to 40 degrees. I mean, I see so many things. It's supposed to reopen on Thursday. The airport's supposed to reopen
Yeah,
on Thursday. So how is the team that's playing you? How is Utah getting to town?
they they were already in town.
Why was they in town?
They coming down a day and a half before. That game was supposed to be on Tuesday. You said right?
Yeah.
When was the game
But
supposed to be
the
on
game was
Tuesday?
supposed to be on Tuesday. So you
That mean they
couldn't
probably
fly
came
in.
on
The airport was closed on Tuesday.
Sunday night. They probably got in there on Sunday night.
I mean, the airport was closed on the airport closed today, right? This Tuesday,
Some
right?
airports,
So they were supposed to be on Monday, but the airport was closed on Monday.
they must have came Sunday night. I just said Sunday. I don't know when. I haven't checked with them. I'm just saying, knowing you can get in. That's one option they had was to push on and get in Sunday night. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's what they did. But they're definitely in town. We know that part. And remember now,
I
Hal,
don't know that part.
the airport can be closed, but the private airport can be open. They may have flown private. I don't know. I'm just saying that's another option. May have. Some teams can fly private. Not saying
The
they.
FCC is the FCC.
I'm talking about it on Sunday. If they came on Sunday before they closed, they closed.
Oh yeah,
I know they closed the main airport on Sunday because I know somebody that's stuck right now in Miami right now. He's stuck there. I mean, they ain't got for 2 days. Ain't a bad place to be stuck, but that's the thing on that. So, what we got? Yeah, that's of
Oh,
course
that's
on
it.
tomorrow. I went through and looked at, of course, all of the top 25 teams. Matter of fact, you can go to RCS Sports, and I went through the Class 6A, pretty much at least the top two teams in each district, and whether they're going to Division One or Division Two. I break that stuff down for you guys on tomorrow, but I already broke it down in the VIP news on rcssports.com. rcssports.com. Go to that site, go into VIP news, and I broke it down because a lot of teams, this is a new era that we are merging into, where in basketball, for the first time, there's going to be two state champions in each classification in the UIL. There's not one state champion no more. There's no more state tournament anymore. It's a state championship like in football. So only two teams go to state now. And so a lot of the teams, we're going to tell you tomorrow who's likely to be in Division One versus who's likely to be in Division Two. That means certain teams ain't got they can't play against each other in the postseason. And it's going to probably impress you and open your eyes to see just how this 6A playoff bracket probably is going to pan itself out. And we'll go and dive into that stuff and a
Impress
lot
us.
more.
It impresses.
Huh?
Impresses.
Well, it will impress some because you'll start realizing so many, I mean, by numbers, not going to be a 50-50 split on the potency of the teams. One of those divisions is going to inherit the bulk of the top higher ranked teams in the state. So it's going to like that means in certain teams, we probably wanted to get a piece of some of those other teams,
Okay.
and they have no chance at getting a piece of them
Okay.
because of their enrollment. And that's how the stuff is based. Talk a lot about that and a lot more on tomorrow on the Chop Shop. But first, you guys make sure you share the show on your way out the door. Share the show on your way out the door. You guys make sure, I mean, it's how to go out there and make your old snowball or something. Do one of them.
No, I'm doing, man. I ain't been outside. I ain't been outside for nothing. Hey, ain't no footprints out. It's still perfect out there. Nothing.
I haven't been out there.
I don't think I'm going nowhere. I'm good. I'm good.
Gotcha.
I see y'all be safe out there, man, because I see the streets look like they might be clear out there. I don't know what they're doing out there, but
don't try them streets. Don't try it. Don't try it. Not today, Doc. Don't try it today. You get where you're going. They don't mean you, but you got to get back, man. What goes up must come down. Don't get your ass out there and can't get back. Remember,
man, I done drove in the snow in New York before. I can handle this little piece of mess out there.
Yeah, but New York. You know what we find out about Houston? A fast fact. Houston, the city of Houston owns 0 snowplows. 0 snowplows this city owns. How many New York own? How many New York own? That's a big difference.
Somebody talking about what's the use in splitting up the class of competition. Shit, it ain't our job to do that. What's the use? That's the UIL did that. Somebody sent me that.
And they did it by popular demand. So it had to be a desire from within.
These people crazy.
And
let me get out here, man. I got some people to call.
So that's it, guys. You share the show on your way out the door, guys. Share this show right now. We'll see you guys on tomorrow. Peace. Y'all be safe out there and more importantly, be smart out there. Peace. Chop shop.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live.